if you had to, like, what would you tell your 17-year-old self, knowing what you know now? Looking back and you had to meet yourself at 17, what would you tell what would you tell yourself? Like, lock it down and wait for the right man, don't have sex. What would you tell your 17-year-old self?
What would you tell your 17-year-old self?
That the answers aren't outside of you, because I feel like I'd always look for men to answer all of my questions that I've ever had. I thought when I had a man, it would complete me. And I feel like, too, especially with, like, my dad not being in my life, you look for somebody to guide me. Like, so that's where, for me, I put too much value in someone else having the answers for me. So that's why I'm really big on accountability. So I would just tell myself, like, to be patient, to take your time, because I was always quick. Oh, let's try to get in a relationship. Like, we weren't even compatible. There's a lot of just not compatible factors. So I feel like for me, it would be to slow down and to really get to know people instead of just blindly banking on potential that most likely will never be tapped into, or selling.
I've been getting paid $1,000.
I will be getting
an
ad blocker. Do not come for me, okay?
And I don't know if you can see this, but it's called.
Selling myself short because there's a fear of, well, I don't know, this could be the best that I could get. I might as well just shut up and suck a dick.
And that's what I meant about.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm like, because you're like, shit.
Go ahead.
What was the last thing she said?
that she can't date potential and you need to slow down.
Okay, so yeah, I need to slow down. I believe the guys.
And then move up a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
Should I go here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe the guys' words like, "Oh, you're so pretty," and like, "You're beautiful," and I'm like, "Oh my god, you mean it? Wow!" And then I'm like, "Yeah, I could settle down." Like, and then
okay, so
and
you
then
quick to.
No, I get quick. I'm like, okay, and then it's like a week fling, and then like they'll do one thing, and I'm like, I'm done.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, so for you, it's up and then it's down.
Yeah, but thing is, like, once it's down, like, once it's, like, you show me one thing, I'm like, I once broke up with someone, not really break up, but, like, I had a situationship, and I ended things officially with him.
Because?
Well, I mean, he ended up getting with his ex, but I sent a lawyer document style. I was like, I, Tamara Alice, shall resign from our sexual position, and I was like, due to the actions on this date, and it was so fucking funny. And
So you sent that because he got back with his ex?
Not even that. She like came and visited him in school. He goes to Alabama, so that's already an L.
Okay. So, but what was the reason why you broke it off with him?
Because he slept with 12 girls in college within the first 2 months.
What does that matter?
It doesn't matter, but when you're calling me and saying I miss you, not I love you, but like I miss you, I want to hang out with you, like I like you so much, blah blah, just saying stuff, and then like having, just like I don't know, then posting that someone came to visit the girl and they're in bed together and finding out
Again, still, why does that matter?
Because then he wants to see me after he said all that.
And?
I mean, like.
Here's what's happening. This is called projection, right? Okay, so you are projecting onto him how you think he should be based off of what you view shit.
Yeah.
So hold on. So for you personally, if you like somebody, if you want to see somebody, you miss somebody, you're more than likely not going to be seeing other people, dealing with other people, etc.
Yeah.
But you got to understand that men and women are completely different. A man can be completely head over heels in a relationship, married with kids, be willing to die for you, and still go fuck somebody else.
Why?
Because that's just how we made.
Why say I like you, I miss you after you just had someone in bed?
This is the point. We don't have the same sleeping
Common
with other
sense.
people. And
Common sense.
She said common sense. She getting sassy. All right.
Okay.
We don't have the same connection between love and sex like you do. For women, it's love and sex are kind of the same shit. For us, love and sex are separate.
He tried to tell me he just wanted to get off, and that's who was around.
Exactly. That's true.
Okay.
That's actually factual. Yes.
He was like, it's not that deep, and
it's not.
I'm not saying anything.
But carrying on.
About women nowadays, because exactly what you'd be telling your 17-year-old self is what happened back in the day. So when I'm repeating these things, I'm going, oh, you're old-fashioned. But it seems like women do what they like, and then they hit a certain age and say, oh, well, I've got to settle. But it's not settling. You're just getting whatever you can.
You know,
or whatever you deserve.
You know what?
Because if you think back now, you'd be telling people now, rather than say that auntie's old-fashioned or auntie don't know what she's talking about, look what she'd be telling her 17-year-old self, which ain't nothing that I already said.
Yeah,
Because
that's fine.
really and truly,
know what,
really
yeah?
and truly, let me finish.
That's
Because
like
what
you.
I've
Sassy.
always said, and you can check,
Sassy.
I'm an older version of you. So where you've been, I've already been on up come back. So that's why I asked you, what would you tell your 17-year-old self? Because me telling you is, I'm telling my 30-year-old self. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So it's not that I'm old-fashioned. It's just that women hit a certain age and then realize, oh my God, it wasn't that old-fashioned. You know, it works because it does. But there's no point in waiting till you're a certain age to start thinking about it. You know, even if you're like, you hold your own accountability. So it's like if you meet somebody and they were like 17, 18 and you saw them acting a certain way, they ask you for advice, you wouldn't say do as I do. You say, listen, right, this is what happened to me and this is what I thought and what I recommend you do is blah, blah, blah. Am I right or am I wrong? If
No,
they ask you for your advice.
No,
Okay. For you personally, do you agree or disagree with that?
Well, I mean, when I give people advice, I'm like, don't do what I did.
Okay.
Like, I give people, like, I feel like my whole life is a warning story. I'm like, it's like based on situations.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. If you was to go back in time and tell your 17-year-old self or 16-year-old self something about dating and relationships, what would it be? Give us a 20-second synopsis.
Okay, I would say it's, girl, don't do it.
Don't do what?
Don't date. You're not ready.
Oh, so like take your time.
Yeah, I
Same
feel
shit.
like, I mean, at like 16, 17 years old, I absolutely didn't know myself. And you're kind of like playing house, like you're playing a game when you're dating someone at that age. Like, it's not real.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Carrying on.
totally get what you're saying. Like, I totally agree with that. I think that no matter what you decide to do, you have to accept whatever repercussions come behind that. So any advice that I give to anybody is do what you want, but just know there are repercussions, good, bad, or indifferent, that are going to come behind it. So, I mean, and I think that's just where I'm at. I don't even think it's like an age thing. I think it's like, in reality, I have a
It's an age
son,
thing.
It's the age
and
thing. Yeah.
you really start asking yourself questions. And again, I hate that it took having a child to really look into my life and call myself out on my bullshit.
So if you got pregnant earlier, if you got pregnant at 18,
I have my
19,
Jewish
would it-
mother to call me
Say
out.
what?
I have my Jewish mother to call me out on my bullshit.
Oh, for real? Oh,
Yeah.
your bullshit.
Yeah.
I was always on birth control. I was on birth control for a decade. I got off birth control because the person I was with wanted to have a baby. So again, I thought I did it right. Clearly not, because I wasn't married. But it still didn't work out because it just wasn't my guy. So that's where I just think, like, even if I still would have taken it slow, there just were a lot of people that just were genuinely not my person, and that's okay.
I would just
Speaking of marriage, I wanted to know, do you think we're in a post-marriage society? Because on one hand, we hear that women should wait till they're married to have sex, but at the same time, we also hear from the men that they don't want to get married anymore. So what do we do with that?
seems like it's true because nowadays a lot of people.
Hold on. Before she answers, what are your thoughts on that question?
Like, can you rephrase the question?
So from a lot of women, they want to get married, or the right way to do things is to get married and have kids, etc.
Yes.
Right. But a lot of women are actually not getting married. And a lot of women are not even getting in relationships but still having kids. And as well as from the men's side, men are not wanting to get married in totality. What are
I
your
think
thoughts
this
on
is
that?
trauma response from our parents' generations before, because divorce was popularized around like our parents' age or grandparents' age. So I think it's just carrying generational trauma, is seeing, the going back and forth of parents and legalities and stuff. Because, like, I have family who work in divorce court, and boy, is it ugly. Because it's a lot more than, I want to live with you. It's also, like, there's house, there's bills, financial. There's, like, so much that people will argue over that it's, like, okay, sometimes even, like, the marriage title is so overwhelming because of the legal stuff.
Okay, and trauma from who's in? From men's in, from women's in?
I mean, I can only speak from my experience.
Okay, so women?
From women's experience. Well, I have a father who's single, and he goes through ladies like that. So I mean, hey, he's got it. But like, I see the non-commitment and see that, like, I'm being introduced to all these women, and I'm talking to them, I'm like, okay, well, I won't see them again, or or like, okay, an hour later there's someone else coming. But I'm saying, like, you're seeing that commitment is really not a thing.
Okay, got you.
Sadly.
Okay, and for you personally, is this a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh my God, I am trying to go to therapy for it. But not like that. But like, I don't know. I mean, I want commitment. I want to be able to find it. But I'm not trusting of men because I've seen other things. Like, I'm not trusting because I'm like, you actually want to be with me? I'm like, okay, well, I don't tell them I don't trust, but like I don't trust.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I want to be very clear. It's definitely not a trauma response for men. It's just no benefit towards men. It's literally no benefit to get married in 2022 from a male perspective.
Really?
Well,
Why?
Name one.
Why?
Name one benefit. Just one. Don't worry, I'll wait.
The Okay. The benefit of marriage is if you marry your best friend, that's your buddy for life.
No, that's not true.
I want a ring.
You want a ring. I said, what is one
I'll
benefit?
get you a ring. I'll get you a ring pop, and you'll be the happiest man.
What benefit does a man get from marriage? Name one.
Exclusivity.
You already get that in a relationship. Name one. Don't
Children, a home.
worry. You already get that.
I don't know, just stability. You know, I'm like,
already
okay,
get
like you're
that.
stuck with me till death do us part.
That's not true because divorces is up like hell.
Okay, well, I think if I can say.
That's my point. Thank you. So that's why we have this culture of men not wanting to get married because it's literally no benefit no more. Women are divorcing.
I just want someone to give me their life. Like
What?
Like I want like a marriage, like we're joining together, like you know.
I understand that, and I get that from your perspective, but I'm talking about from a male's perspective.
Have
It
you
just
not
doesn't make
seen a
sense.
rom-com?
What?
Have you a rom-com?
I don't even know what that is.
Like a romantic comedy movie?
No.
And how in the end they get married and you're so happy for them?
Yeah, but life is not movies.
It can't be.
Carrying on.